to another edition of The Role Model. My name is Adewale, and of course, I have my two co-hosts, Kunle Adefokun and Femi Ario. This program is all about getting our youths a very fresh start to life and to tell them about how they can actually better their future. We've got a very great host in our midst today. We're very glad to have Dr. Adeyinka Adewale, who is a professor of behavioral pattern in one of the universities in the UK. Thank you very much, Dr. Adeyinka, for joining us.
Thanks, Adewale, for having me. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to yourself and the entire role model team for inviting me to have a chat with you this afternoon. Great work you're doing and great focus. And yeah, thanks. Wonderful work. Well done.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adeyinka. And let's jump right into it. A quick one. Tell us about yourself. Who is Dr. Adeyinka? Let's start from the beginning. From that 2-year-old boy or a year, where, jumping the streets of Lagos or wherever the street is. So let's start from there. Who is Dr. Adeyinka?
Okay, great stuff. Born and bred in Ibadan. I'm from Oyo State, Oyo Town. Was raised in Ibadan. Schooled, had my primary, secondary education in Ibadan, and wonderful place to have grown up and wonderful people to have grown up with as well. About 2002, thereabout, I crossed over to Lagos, even though I had always prior to that time, spent a large chunk of my holidays in Lagos because my dad worked in Lagos. And yeah, in 2002, I moved over to Lagos um, to begin my tertiary education, as we would call it. And I was admitted into the University of Lagos, where I read um, estate management, even though the original course I had picked to read was computer science. And a day to when the whole change of form thing was going to close, I remember rushing down to computer science department to withdraw my form and putting it in estate management. I'm sure at some point, if you want to know more about how all that drama unfolded, it was like, an action film that happened, and, jumping on a bus to quickly make the change before 5 p.m. And then I switched over to estate management. Pretty much probably one of the best decisions of my life in terms of a course I could have studied at university, because of the kind of person I was. I wasn't decided on what I wanted to really study, and I was really confused. And I can relate with anybody who is listening today who may be thinking, like, I really don't know what I'm cut out to do. What am I really going to do with myself if I had to choose a university program to go for? But anyways, I did that course. I finished up with a first class, and it was a record-breaking first class degree at the time. I don't know if the record still holds. It might still hold. Um, and from someone like me, and the reason why I put that there is because somebody might be listening thinking, oh, yeah, maybe he's one of those Eficos and all of that. Trust me, when I started out this journey, I didn't see myself any as a brilliant person. In fact, the whole journey to academic excellence only started when I was crossing over from primary 6 into GSS 1. That was the first time I had any slight inkling that at least I probably had some form of potential, which then got nurtured. And then the best of me began to come out from there on. So someone had to believe in me for that to happen. But it was just the fact that in everybody is that potential, is the spirit of the ability to do excellent stuff. If you can find your voice and find your groove, it will find expression. And yes, and then I crossed over, finished off University of Lagos, went to Abuja for my service, youth service. Amazing time in Abuja. That 1 year of my life, I probably would write a book about it someday. Met wonderful people from across the country, did amazing things, learned a lot, suffered a lot, but the suffering was for good. And finished off, you know, got an admission to study at the University of Reading. That was about 2010, 2010. I came over 2010 to the UK, did a master's, finished with a distinction, then was privileged to have been granted a full PhD scholarship, which I took up, and then started my PhD 2012, which I finished successfully in 2016. So I started September 2012. I finished about middle May, June of 2016, and then got retained as as an academic, as a full-blown lecturer at the University of Reading Henley Business School, where I currently lecture in organizational behavior and entrepreneurship, and also now serve as the Deputy Director of Studies in the Department of Leadership, Organizations and Behavior. So that's been the trajectory so far.